You know that deep, nagging ache right in your lower back? Or maybe it's that concrete block of tension sitting in your shoulders by 5 p.m.? Yeah, you absolutely know the feeling. We've all been there. Today, we're unpacking some absolutely crucial source material that tackles exactly how to fix that pain. If you're like most of us, you're probably spending a solid 8 hours a day planted in a chair. And honestly, your body is literally locking up in response. It's like a giant, frustrating puzzle where your joints just stiffen up day after day, and it drives you crazy, right? Well, let's jump right in, because there's a huge misconception out there. The sources we're looking at reveal a pretty surprising truth. If you think chasing a massive puddles on the floor sweat session is going to magically undo a decade of sitting, well, no way. Actually, the real antidote lies in what look like the most boring static holds imaginable. So here's our blueprint for today's explainer. We're looking at 4 essential slow movements. First, firing up your hamstrings. Number 2, curing your glute amnesia. 3, unlocking the mid-back. And finally, the power of hanging. Okay, let's kick things off with move number 1, firing up your hamstrings using the 90-90 hip lift. So if you feel your lower back doing all the heavy lifting the second you stand up from your desk, this setup is going to be your mechanical fix. Here's what you do. You're going to lie flat on your back, feet up on a wall, so both your hips and your knees are at perfect 90-degree angles. Got it? Then just press your heels into the wall and lift your hips slightly toward the ceiling. You know, you're not going for Olympic height here. We're deliberately retraining your body to use the right muscles instead of constantly compensating. The wall is absolutely crucial here. It basically locks your feet in place so you literally can't cheat by shifting your weight around. You really want to focus your mind on feeling that tension deep down in the back of your thighs. Now, here's a massive red flag. If you feel this in your lower back instead, that's a glaring sign your glutes are still fast asleep and not firing. And that perfectly leads us right into section 2, curing your glute amnesia with the Glute Bridge isometric hold. So what on earth is glute amnesia? Well, it's this crazy biomechanical phenomenon where sitting all day keeps your hip flexors painfully short and tight in the front, while your butt muscles stay totally stretched out in the back. As a result, they basically just power down. Your office chair is quite literally putting your glutes to sleep. To cure this, we're going to use the isometric hold. Lie on your back, knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Now press through those heels and lift your hips up until your body makes a straight line from your knees all the way down to your shoulders. The key here, and honestly this is the really tough part, is to hold that exact position for 30 to 45 seconds. It forces those dormant muscles to hold tension right in their strongest possible position. But wait, here's the absolute secret sauce to making it work. While you're holding that bridge, literally place your hands on your glutes. They should feel rock hard. If they feel soft or kind of squishy, you're definitely compensating with your hamstrings. The mental trick is to try and pull your heels toward your body without actually sliding them across the floor, just pulling that imaginary tension. That one simple cue forces those glutes to finally turn back on. All right, let's keep moving to section 3, unlocking the mid-back by foam rolling the thoracic spine. The sources point out a pretty fascinating comparison here, mainly because, let's be honest, most of us completely misuse the foam roller. We just roll up and down super fast like we're getting a quick, cheap massage. But the correct biomechanical way, you place the roller horizontally, right around your shoulder blade level, and use it as a fulcrum to gently arch backward. You're actively trying to extend your spine in the exact opposite direction of that hunched over desk posture we all do all day. The absolute so what of this is perfectly captured in a quote from the source material. Fixing this area often magically resolves pain in your neck and lower back. You might be wondering, why is that? Well, it's actually pretty simple. When you finally open up a stiff mid-back, your neck and lower back no longer have to brutally overextend to compensate for all that stiffness. Okay, we're about to hit our 4th and final structural movement. But before I reveal what it is, think about this for a second. What do you think is the single most overlooked strength builder in existence? Just take a guess. Well, that brings us right to section 4, the power of hanging, and specifically the dead hang. To pull this off, just find a pull-up bar, grab it with a grip slightly wider than shoulder width, and just let your body hang. That's it. Aim for 30 seconds and try to slowly work your way up to a full minute. What's crazy is that most people figure out within like 15 seconds that their grip is their absolute weakest link. And as our sources highlight, grip strength isn't just about your hands, it's actually a massive indicator of how well your entire body is functioning overall. But we need to look at how to turn this into an active strength builder. You definitely do not want a passive stretch where you just dump all your body weight straight into your shoulder joints. No way. Instead, you want to keep your shoulders active while you hang, basically pulling down slightly. This actively decompresses your spine and creates this precious, much-needed space in your shoulders that standard stretching just literally cannot replicate. Ultimately, when you take a step back and look at these 4 slow, kind of boring holds together, it completely reframes everything. We aren't just out here chasing a sweat. These seemingly useless moves, they are the ultimate tool to rebuild the foundational structural integrity that has been totally missing from your daily life for years. Now, the source material actually provides a full system that ties all these stability patterns together. It's called the Reset Your Body Blueprint, and we've gone ahead and linked it down in the description for you. If you found this explainer helpful today, please give it a like and subscribe so you never miss our deep dives into the data behind functional health. I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Are you going to keep chasing a sweat that ultimately fails to fix your postural decay? Or will you finally commit to the slow, boring holds that will actually genuinely rebuild your body? Get out of that chair and start rebuilding.